Hey guys, it's your boy, Player himself, and today I'm going to compare Grand Battle Royale and Rocket Royale, similar to what the Nostalgia Critic does on his channel, link in description. He has a segment on his show called Old versus New, where he compares an older work to a reboot. I'm going to put my own personal spin on that by comparing Rocket Royale and Battle Royale. There'll be 5 rounds where I compare an aspect of the game and talk about my personal opinion on which one is better. So starting out, we have round 1, graphics. Now, each game has its own graphics style. So to say that the graphics of one game is better than another is really hard to do, and your opinion might be different than mine. But I will say, in my opinion, Grand Battle Royale's graphics do seem to be cleaner, more cut. The shadows are very particular. But if we're going to talk about shadows, Rocket Royale actually keeps a shadow in relative to the sun, which is very interesting. It's
Can I
just
say something?
Snipo wants to offer his own opinion.
The problem that I have with the shadows is that they literally go through mountains. So not completely realistic.
Well, I didn't know that. Okay, guys. So I think I already had my answer in my head, but I think Snipo has just nailed it home. For graphics and round 1, point goes to the old Grand Battle Royale. Now we're going to move on to round 2, which, of course, any game must have progression. How to progress through the game. Grand Battle Royale, to start out. You have 0 XP, you have no anything to your name, you start out in a noob skin. Your weapons are not cool, your armor is not upgraded, you have no shield or anything. When you start out Battle Royale, it's very clear that you're a noob. This is where you develop your skill, when you have to battle players better than you, and your shield and your weapons grow as you grow. With Rocket Royale, it's different. When you level up is the only way to level up your guns. And the way to level up your guns in general is not the best. You have to pay for an upgrade point to then have a maybe possible chance to upgrade your gun that gets worse each time. Then it is almost impossible to also create a character look because the game is so pay to win. Grand Battle Royale gives you free chests at every turn. In the Battle Pass, you get free chests every 10. Or is it 7? It might be 7. The screenshot's up on the screen. You can read it for yourself. It's a number. And you can acquire a look for a reasonable price, and it gives you the means to do so. With Rocket Royale, it does not. If you can start out with the daily achievements or the daily login rewards for new users, and at the end get a legendary chest. But if you don't get that, as in if you miss a day, well then you're screwed. You don't get a look. You get stuck looking like a noob. Now, you can buy dances and stuff with the monetary value of the items, but if you want to have a look, you have to pay money, real money. And only until after you've paid $10.60, roughly, depending on sales tax in your area, you can get an 11th legendary chest free. Now, there is a 1% chance that if you watch an ad, you will receive the next a chest, but there's not really. Is that gonna happen? Probably not, and nobody's really gonna try. So I think, again, in my personal opinion, point goes to the old. But of course, the only reason we're really here is to talk about the overall gameplay. And this is where it's going to get really confusing because I'm going to talk a lot. I'm going to pretty much talk you through a game of Battle Royale and a game of Rocket Royale. Starting out, Grand Battle Royale. To start out, you get to choose where you land. This I really appreciate. You know the maps. If you have enough experience, you know where you want to go and you know where you don't want to go. You can choose where to go. You know where the best weapons are and everything. In Rocket Royale, it is not like that at all. If you don't like where you end up, you know what? Quit being a pussy-ass bitch and get some weapons and don't die. If you landed on 4 people, freaking deal with it. I mean, if you landed in a place with no weapons or low amounts of weapons or bad weapons, that's too bad. And an argument can be made that the same can be said for Grand Battle Royale, except you know where the weapons are and you know where the people are because you know where the people like to land. In Rocket Royale, deal with it. And then the maps. In Grand Battle Royale, each map is unique. There are different parts of it that make it unique. And you know what... You can learn your way around the map. In Rocket Royale, every building looks exactly the same. Nobody in the comments right now can tell me that they know their way around a Rocket Royale map without having to use the mini-map. And nobody can tell me that they know where the best weapons are, because it is luck of the draw. With Battle Royale, you know that you don't go up on the crane. You know that you don't land in the outskirts of the airport. And you know that you don't want to land way back near the lighthouse in the city map, because those are not where the best weapons are. Then, once you get weapons, and say you don't die, say you get in a battle, and you're fighting somebody, and you lose some health. Let's say you kill him. Let's just say that you killed him. You lose some health. Grand Battle Royale, there is a slot to pick up medical packs to heal yourself. And if you're not a noob and have upgraded your shield, which I've already talked about in the progression round, you get some of your shield back. In Rocket Royale, you start with no shield, which some would say, well, that's good, everybody's on the same level, but that's not true, because that immediately puts somebody who finds blue Powerade before you at an advantage. And then you might say, well, we'll just go find some blue Powerade. But the thing about that is, there might not be blue Powerade around me. There might not be. The thing about Battle Royale is, for the most part, you can find medkits. And it doesn't take up a slot in your inventory to just have it. With Rocket Royale, if you lose health at any point, you have limited options for your healing items. And let's just think about how the methods that we heal ourselves with. Let's start. If you want the most health getting back to you, you shake a Christmas present really, really hard. Well, that doesn't seem very nice. So, what's the next thing? Oh, I know, picking up a mushroom and smoking it. That's incredible. What are we teaching kids these days? Then, if you don't want to pick up a mushroom and smoke it because, stay away from drugs, you gotta pick up a yellow dildo and suck it. I don't want to suck a dildo for health. What is that teaching the kids? Prostitution? That's ridiculous. And then, okay guys, recording is gonna cut out, so I'm going to have to start a new one. So if my voice cuts and then continues at one point, that's what it is. Where was I? Yellow dildo. Right. What are we teaching kids? Prostitution? That's not okay. And then if you don't want to suck a dildo, if you don't want to smoke a mushroom, if you don't want to shake a Christmas present really hard, and you don't want to drink blue Powerade, because who in the world likes blue Powerade, then you have one more option. You have to hit yourself in the face with a red rubber ball. That just doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And then, so let's say that you need some health, and you decide, I'm going to do one of these self-deprecating things to myself to get health, because I just need it in case I have to battle somebody else. You have to throw down one of your weapons to pick it up. And if you want to plan ahead, you have to choose one of your valuable weapons, which have limited ammo, mind you, throw it on the ground, and then walk away with one of those horrible items to harm yourself later on. That's not okay. I mean, you need the weapons to kill other people. And on top of that, if you don't get good weapons, if you just get unlucky with the weapons you're given, or somebody gets to your weapons first, well, screw you, man. You're going to die. I mean, there's no way you're not going to die. You're going to die. So you just got to deal with it. And then, after all of that, this just gets great. In Rocket Royale, let's just say that you survive. The way to win, there are two ways to win. You kill every single human being on the map, or you build a rocket. Now, to build a rocket, you have to hit a space rock, a glowing space rock, with a hammer. Does that sound stupid to you? It sounds stupid to me. Or you could steal somebody else's rocket that they made out of glowing space rock dust. And I'm being very serious. So that means you have to protect your particular glowing space rocket. And that's a whole nother animal, because the second you do that, you become a target. Grand Battle Royale.
Wait, you forgot some stuff.
What did I forget, Snipo?
Well, you see, in Rocket Royale, they have stuff like poisonous pumpkins and spiky trees.
Don't get into that, because I didn't gather any footage of that.
So what? The only problem for some people that's great. Like, I excel in that map, but the only problem with that is that it's not competitive.
It makes gathering materials impossible.
Not to mention there will be like a fire demon or a mutant person or some kind of battle mech is about to fall.
Oh!
You never know what's going to happen.
Let me be very clear. There is no weapon that has a clear advantage except for explosives. If you have an explosive at any point, you might as well deem yourself the winner, and if you don't win, you suck. I'm not kidding. If you don't use an explosive correctly, you suck. There it is, because explosives are the only way to win, guaranteed, in the game. Now, let me talk about Battle Royale now, because Snipo interrupted me. In Battle Royale, you kill people. And you kill people until you're the last person, and you hope you don't die. Now, you know what the best weapons are. There are not very many weapons. The map is goodly sized. Goodly sized is not a word, except that text-to-speech thinks it is. So maybe it is. Okay, we're gonna roll with this. 20 people makes sense. The maps aren't too big and too small. It's just the right amount. The games take 5 to 7 minutes guaranteed. Rocket Royale games take 7 to 20 minutes. You never know. And that's just too long. With Battle Royale, you know where your enemies are. You know where you're going, where you're planning to go, where your weapons are, what weapons are good. With Rocket Royale, there's so many factors you have to think of. And don't say there aren't, because there are. Along with builds, man. Builds is just a whole nother animal that I'm not even going to get into. Shut up, Snipo. Point goes to the old. Now, what is a great character without its supporting cast? So let's talk about the supporting games. Like, for Grand Battle Royale, we got Hide and Seek, Infection, Sniper Arena, Team Play, and Gun Game. Now, shut up. Now, the thing that Snipo said, if you didn't hear, is that the point should probably go to Rocket Royale. But the thing about it is, Grand Battle Royale already won, technically, mathematically. But whatever, we're going to keep going because I need a good video. And editing is hard, and I want to do the best. So, the thing about those games are, there's a good variety, and you can pick what you want to do. You're not just tied down to one game mode. And the thing about Rocket Royale is, you are tied down to a single game mode until you accumulate 30 good noodle stars. With GBR, if you level up, you can get in the other game modes. You don't have to win 30 times. Or, in Rocket Royale, you could build a rocket and get +2. But that involves you staying alive. And you know what? It's hard to stay alive. It's a tough old world out there. And the good noodle stars are hard to get to even unlock Core Wars, time-limited modes, and Arena. So then, once you get in the games, Core Wars, it is what it is. It's my personal opinion, it's great. I mean, I enjoy Core Wars, but they also kind of make me mad. Time-limited modes, they're kind of stupid. I don't love them at all. I don't love the modes. Like, the modes sound fun, but they're not fun to play in. And Arena mode, well, I really, really like Arena mode. Not gonna lie. And as much as it pains me to say it, even though they're literally mathematically already freaking out, Rocket Royale gets the point. Point goes to the new. Now, for round 5, the community. Because what's a game without its community? And y'all already know it. Point goes to the old. Grand Battle Royale has the best community out there. 100%. Rocket Royale is just too big. There's too many people playing, and you just can't, you don't make friends. Nobody gets recognized. I'm going to say 3 people off the top of my head, and I can guarantee you 9 out of the 10 people watching this video knows who they are. I'm going to say Alcran. I'm going to say Phase Maze. And I'm going to say Pot Plant 420. Everybody knows when he played, he was one of the hardest players to beat in all of Grand Battle Royale. And so, point goes to the old, and with an overwhelming score of 4-1, the old Grand Battle Royale edges out Rocket Royale in an old versus new competition. Am I saying that I hate Rocket Royale? No. Am I saying that Grand Battle Royale is the greatest game I've ever played? No. But I will say that it is very enjoyable, and I enjoy playing it with all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my opinion. I'd love to hear yours in the comments. But as always, good game.